Today we will discover together another side, another dark side of the dating site. You traditionally believe that there are some women who are replying you. You hope, you expect them to answer to you. My dear, but, and you know this, that there are among them some scammers. That is what you believe. And you're right about this, because among many dating sites, including the free site, monthly pay site, annually pay site, there are some scammers. Scammers everywhere, individual scammers. But now what I will show you is that in fact you have some IT tools. It's nothing like real, but you get the message. The message you get is real. But behind this is automated process. Automated process. This is sophisticated software. And I was asking myself, you know, guy, maybe they need this because if you have dozens or hundreds of interpreters who have hundreds or thousand profiles, yes, you need a tools to monitor all this, to get back the money from the aggregator, the main site, and without IT, it's not possible. Naively, you could think that the purpose of those IT is maybe to make the accountancy, to help to translate and to not miss the incoming message from a man, to translate and help the woman, and to be sure that the translator don't forget anything about the correspondence. And so everybody loves each other and everybody is happy. That could be the reality. But in fact, and that's what I will show you, inside those programs, software, the mindset is very different. The mindset is about money, is about business, is about multiplying the business and the money. Everything is dedicated, and we will see in how they fill the box, the information, the data with the example. All show the dark side of this online dating. Goodbye. Stay tuned. So when we are into the service, what is interesting is to scroll down to see what's about. So what they say, we have a list of sites that the program is intended to work with. We will come back on this later. And we have the sender services. So primarily, the purpose was to serve people privately. So it was normally not intended to be publicly advertised. But now, capitalism is capitalism. So they want to sell more and they want to be known. They have a full set of services to offer you. The most interesting is here. Even though the rivalry in this business is quite intense, we have something to offer you. As you know, the dating service Svadba. You probably know this aggregator. It is named Anastasia Date. Has introduced harsh sanctions in order to stop the mass mailing by limiting the number of invitations. So I told you that in this business, the aggregator are setting up some rules to what? To not afraid the customer, and many customers, if you are a customer from those type of dating site, You have already noticed that a lot of messages are sent to you. So let's see what happened next. They say, now it's only possible to set up to 8 invitations per minute. 8 invitations per minute. You can only do this, 8 maximum per minute. But this is totally insane. Let me take the calculator, and so it's 60 multiplied by 24 by 8, which means exactly 11,520 invite every 24 hours. Do you believe this? So they are complaining and they are basically crying because they can only send 11,520 invite per 24 hours. So it's absolutely crazy. What's next? Besides, your web camera should be turned on all the time. I think there is a problem in the translation here. Due to this fact, many bot programs that are used by dating service are not much as effective anymore. The profit of this agency has decreased as well. You have here the proof. These tools are just about money and generating money. So as they are sending a lot of invites, they can get a lot of traffic, but as you can understand, who is the real woman who is gonna to send 11,000 message, 11,000 message per day? That's crazy. Who is the woman who can do such a thing? Because it means 8 per minute. 8 per minute. What does it mean? It means that you send basically every 7 seconds and a half an invite. You need to type very quickly to achieve such score. That means, and this is the exact purpose of those tools, it's like bots generating a lot of message to a lot of profile. Is a real woman, question, is a real woman who like to send message invite to hundreds of men, thousands of men? No, no, it's not gonna to happen. Here we have some crazy feature, evil feature. And this is here message men who viewed profile. You are viewing a profile of a girl, supposed girl, and what happened? You get an automated answer in the next 10 seconds. This is what is written. This message will be sent to men who view your profile within 10-second interval. So you are reading a profile of a girl you like, and suddenly she's just answering you. Oh, you are the lucky guy. You are really the lucky guy. Just the problem is just an IT feature. Okay, this is just automatization process, nothing else. Good luck. And message for soulmate. So I didn't really understand the purpose of this, but I have something really interesting to bring to you. And this is the auto answer to men after 20 seconds. And I have opened the subtitle. It's bad English, but I will help you to understand. So let's say what they say about this. Default for Smiley, if you enter a message, it doesn't forget about the rule of the new line. the rules of the aggregators and their dating sister ships, okay, dating sites. That is the rules about the aggregator and their imbricated dating site. I will explain. So, if a girl, a profile doesn't answer to remain on the chat and the woman is also on the chat in 30 seconds, what happens? What does the aggregators and his dating site is inflicting, applying a fine to the business partner, and this fine is about money. It's probably $5 or $10. And if you earn only, let's say, $300 or $400 per month and you get several fines like this in a day, because of course this will be not the business partner that will be charged. Of course she will, but that will be the translator. That will be a man or a woman who is trying to make his money every month, and if he don't earn any money, he will be poor and he cannot buy some food. So make your conclusion about what those aggregators are doing by applying some fine to their contractor, because personally I do find this very, very, very weird. Make your own conclusion. They have created a feature that will answer automatically or send a smiley after 20 seconds, and you can choose your smiley. That is the purpose of this function in the IT software, If we are looking about the extension, we have a presentation right now in Russian. Okay, I will give you the translation. So this is the translation on the right here. And what does it say? Automate the sending of message. Just create a template and the extension itself will find and send them a message. Save your conversation history. Efficiently notify you for a new message or a new chat from a man. Usage statistic. Work with multiple accounts at once, because here they can work with several aggregators. And you remember that there are many dating sites in an aggregator. So they can work, let's say, with 5 or 6 dating sites from an aggregator and work with another aggregator, work with another aggregator, and therefore to minimize the time they spend to be connected and to enter in the site, they can monitor everything with the same account, in fact. And this is exactly what they say a little below. The interface of all plugins are unified. The mailing list is managed from a separated window. A wide selection of criteria for selecting men, source of men, online and now, notification about new chat with sound, pop-up and animation, setting up audio event notification, templating the sent text, so automatic CAPTCHA solution service. So here we can see that they have a very high tier advanced to avoid the CAPTCHA and to make things all easier and to step in the process and in the business very quickly. So this is all about IT and nothing human, okay? Almost unlimited storage of usage statistic correspondence history. And here we have faster sign-in and a build-up in translator. This damned translator, which means that in fact you pay for one, you pay for models, you pay for real women, but in fact it's just profile with photo and models. And second, you pay for translation, because this is the holy grail of the system. And why you are paying for it's because those women are not supposed to speak any English, but finally all these people, they need an inbuilt translator almost all time. I think that the real terms, they are not a lot working in this business, in fact. So now it looks like familiar for you. You have some profile with their ID, identification. And we can have a list, and in this software you can choose any profile you like. And so now is displaying the different profile. It chosen 5, and you can see the different profile, all they perform. So of course the yellow profile, which belongs to Natalia ID 188 285, is earning the most, with an average of a good 60 when she's working, a good $60, because March 16 she was not working, and March 18 she was half working. Maybe she did only a half shift of 4 or 5 hours, but when she was working full time, she was earning some between 60 and almost $100 per day. And it means that probably these profiles can perform more than $2,000, but we don't know behind how much animators, translator are animating this profile, because it could be in 3 shifts. Understand? I mean that a human cannot stay 22 days per month, 24 hours on 24 hours. So they give this profile to one employee, and after to another employee, and after to another employee. They have 3 shifts in the day. So these only profiles can perform and bring $600, just brutal. But generally speaking, one employee is managing probably 3 profiles, and we have seen in one of my videos scammer discussing about the job that sometimes they have 18. It's not me who tells this is one of the scammer on the video who told in one of my previous job I was having 18 profile to manage. I wanted to show you the tools they can have to help them to follow their clients, you. And on the list on the right, you can see right now different men. So it could be you, and with whom they have chatted. So when they see a man in their chat list, in their fan, they can click on the icon, on the avatar, and therefore they can have this list and the detail. And for example, Michael has chatted 15 hours during 9 chat, and so we have the total here. It's yeah, and you have different men like this. So they know their best client right away. But to be more efficient, they can put here zametki. It means commentary in Russian. So they can put a commentary about the man. For example, how many children he has, what he likes, what is his job, hobby, and so on. So it allows someone else, a second employee or another employee, to continue the job, because if you have a different employee, they can know exactly what is going on. I suppose that they can also have the history of the man and probably the history of the chat, because you need to know that often the site himself, so here it is romancecompass.com, often the site doesn't save the history of the message, or it doesn't save it for too long. I told you in the introduction that we could believe that the software is dedicated to an honest business, in the sense that it helps to be the go-between between the man and between the real woman, and to help for translation and managing the profile of agency and so on. And now I want to show you what is a real mindset included in such tools, because we have an example, and it seems to be that it is not a training database, database for a showroom. It's more likely to be a real extraction of a real site. And you can see right now on the right screen in green, between light and dark green, some invite, but invite or message doesn't matter, or chat message, it doesn't matter, it's all the same. And the purpose of the software is to storage, to record all the message and invites, all had been written, that have been written by the employee, and to understand how many men have answered to such invite or letters written by the employee. And we can see the number 3 got 7 message, and this is why it's in dark green. So if you are an employee and you want to select a message, you know right away what's working and what's not working. I don't know if it's dedicated to one employee and he has his own history, but if I were an administrator and the boss of the agency, of course I would like to have such database shared between all my employees to maximize my profit. My profit, simply. Doesn't care if this employee will make more money than in other. In average, it will bring more money to all profile and to all people who are animating those profiles, and therefore, me being the boss, I will get more money. So this is, of course, an IT tools very scary in a sense, and I wanted to show you this mindset that there are between such message, and for me it's quite important. But let's see my comments about the second. Which dress should I wear for our first date? First of all, when you have such question, typically if you have a good connection with a Western woman, not Ukrainian or Russian, if you have a good connection and you are playful, after a while, and you decide to date, yes, a Western woman could ask you such type of thing to play the game with you. In the former Soviet Union, a woman know how to dress, how to be attractive. They spend a lot of time on this, and they don't need to ask you such stupid question because they are totally inside integrated as a feminine woman. They don't need to ask you such question. Now, if you are a boyfriend for already few weeks, few months, a husband, she will be prone to ask you before the party, before going to birthday or to the city center. She will be likely to ask you such question. What do you think about this skirt? What do you think about my dress today? Or if she's with you in a shop and she wants maybe to look something or to buy something, she will be pleased to ask you, okay? Because you are a couple and you are 50% of her life. So she would like to share this with you and ask your opinion. But in the beginning and for a first date, no way. So if we are looking the fifth, what if I want to sit on your lap, will you let me? Oh my gosh, this is 110% scam. This is a typical signature. Everything that's from the very first invite or first letter that is putting some sexual tension and coming from a supposed woman, it's scam, scams, fake, fake. It's just a joke. The sixth, my heart hurts so bad I need a doctor. Love doctor, will you give me a couple of your magic pills, dear? Before a Russian woman or Ukrainian woman will talk you about her health life, you need to wait several weeks of intense communication with her. Maybe she will drop you something like, I just returned from my job and I made a stop at the doctor because I had an appointment. And that's it, not so much. So this type of instant connection is typically just a Western mindset. But behind this, all those messages are intended to just push you to answer, to push you to be talkative. And talkative means a volume of communication and, of course, to increase the money that they get back. So if we go a little further, would you like me to be a tender kitty tonight, or maybe you want me to be a real passionate cat? Be careful, Soot, I can leave scratches on your back. In 11 years, with all the women I met, with everything I wrote about what they write to me, never, ever heard or write or read such type of shit. This is 200% scam. Everything that is from the beginning that is intended coming from a supposed woman to raise you some sexual tension between you and her is a 200% scam. You need to absolutely remember this. And additionally, when 100% men are writing, there will be 1, 2, 3, maximum 4 women writing. Writing in the sense contacting men by their own first. Okay? I don't say that they will not answer to you if they like you. The number of women who are first contacting men are low or very low. The 8, do you believe that beauty can be natural? As in average for me with Eastern European women, Slavic women are in average more intelligent than a Western one. Why they need to ask you such stupid question? This question is very stupid. And this is absolutely not the type of philosophical question that they will ask you, especially in the beginning of communication, because all will stay, I would say, a little simple and factual. where is my love hiding? Should I be Sherlock Holmes to find it? So Sherlock Holmes, this type of reference is just a fantasy, and this type of formulation of sentences is 100% a scam. You have noticed that we are on the Anastasia Svadba.com site, and this aggregator site is limiting invite. You can only send approximately 11,000 invite per 24 hours, but it's not enough. So they have scheduled a button under the goal and filter. You have the big blue button start, and you have 3 little push buttons, slow, medium, and fast. And so how it works: slow, it's sending 8 messages per minute, but this is funny. If you have a slow internet, of course it will not send 8 messages per minute, and you don't know the notification. So they are playing the evil by, you can push more message with the medium, or you can send with the fast if you have a fast internet. So they are just playing with the limit of the rules, because 11,550 invite per 24 hours, oh no, that's not enough. So here we are like the director of the company, or at least an administrator. And we have here in blue line the total cumulated earning of the agency. It starts from $0, and you can see March 16, 18, 20, so you have it every 2 days. And on the left vertical line, you have in dollars the earning. So you can say that, for example, in 22 March, they earned $4,000 approximately in 6 days. And finally, in half months, they got something like $9,000. What is interesting is you have on the vertical line on the right the number of accounts. In my opinion, accounts are the number of enquete profile. The profile is the number of women who are present on the site. Of course, we don't speak about real people, we speak about number of profile with a photo, with the data, and probably some video. And you can see that the number of account or profile active is around, in the beginning, 49, okay, and in the end you can see it's more around 55. So this helps to understand the activity of the agency and what they can earn. Here, for each profile, each account, you have this sum and number of hours they are worked, but you can have the detail of every transaction. Because what happened is, here now we have a board about one profile, one account, and what happened with the live chat. And every transaction we can see in this column ID transaction. This is the ID of each transaction. So you have a number. You need to have an admin panel, admin console, to be plugged to the aggregator site, to the main site. And therefore, each time something happens for each account of your agency, you have a transaction each time that the main is paying for something. So we can see that the activity is here mainly live chat, and during this day it was making something like $447. So men have chatted for this amount, which is quite high, in 1 day. So I don't have an idea exactly of how much time it is of chat about this. I can calculate, but it's many hours. It's many hours of chat, because live chat, it's not video chat, so it's 36, I think, if I remember, with 36 dollars per hour. It's just an idea. So it means that it's 12 hours, let's say, of chat. So that means for me, typically, in this example, for such amount in one day, that's 2 or 3 employees are worked all the day. So you understand the principle of shift, night shift, day shift, and so it's 3 shifts per day to get such amount of money, if we consider about approximately $40 per hour of text chatting. The graphic now is about the average earning on the agency every day. This is a blue line, and so you have also on daily money earned by the agency. So it starts around, it's around $400, but you have a peak to $800, and you can correlate this with the average in yellow, the average money earned by profile, by account. So on this special day, it was 11 March in 2015. I don't know what happened, but probably the man, you were very active on all dating sites. This is a probable explanation of this. Here we have in different boxes the different messages. So we can read here, hi, dear name, could you talk to me, please? You can add. So every 2 minutes, the program sends you automatically every 2 minutes to many names, you choose, whoever you want, those messages, every 2 minutes, different messages. And so here in this window, you can choose the age from 18 to 89, goal online men. So because of course when you target men in chat, you get more money from this. The country is Sweden, USA. So I think it's quite pretty clear. So do you imagine that you are in fact bombarded with many bots like this, and it's like phishing for them. So here we can see this boxes about birthday, so they can send you a message for your birthday automatically, maybe minus 1 day after 1 day. They can choose the range. You can have the box here about the man who see a profile, your profile, and it will be, the message will be sent in the 10 seconds. So you have a lot of possibility to fine-tune your software if you are equipped with such IT tools. So what is interesting in such software, you can parameter whatever you want. So you can decide for every type of transaction, means this is a chat, this is a letter, this is about a video, this is about an invitation, about a live chat. And so you can make whatever you want. You can decide to activate or not activate this. And you can put the percentage. So for example, if a foreigner is corresponding for $100, you can say, okay, I will give back to my employee. You choose whatever you want, 50%, 40, 45, 40, whatever you want. So automatically, so here we have some other information different from the live chat, and we have correspondence. So it's $1.5. And we have something interesting here. It's about missed invites. That means that a man has contacted the profile and didn't get any answer. So why they try this? Because it doesn't bring any money, the missed invite, okay? Because the profile didn't answer. But normally it's a fine. Generally speaking, if the employee is not answering to the man in a delay, it's a fine. And the administrator and of course the company could know now what happened, which profile, so which agency, which profile, and of course with the schedule they know who is the employee in charge and duty of this profile, and they would apply a fine, $5 or $10. So $5 or $10, it can be a lot. If you get a fine every day, in the end of the month, you get maybe nothing. Now, you start to understand why when you are just logging in the online dating site, you start to be flooded with a lot of message, especially if you go into the chat room and you get flooded with a lot of invite. And it's because, in fact, there is not only one business partner on the aggregator dating site, the main site. There are many people, and the professional charter, who maybe there are maybe 50 or 60 at this moment present. They are just working. They need some money. They need your money. So they are competing against each other to get your, not your attention. They don't care about your attention, but each time you are manifesting your attention, gling, this is gling credit. Credit is falling from your account, and your credit are vanishing. And so this money is transferred in a way to their wage, in a way. So with those IT tools, they can, with one operator, they can manage many profiles, and they can tenfold the activity of one human. When I said tenfold, I'm quite gentle because maybe it's 20 or 30. We have seen that one aggregator gave the rules of this maximum 8 messages per minute, which is already insane because it is 11,520 messages. And you see the reaction from the IT provider to say, oh, they want just to break the business, they want us to earn less and we will die. But it's totally insane. I told you in another video, this is scam in the playlist Scammer Season 1. Season 1, $400 million every year just for communicating with supposed Ukrainian women. Okay, this is totally insane. This is the capitalism. The purpose of capitalism is if you have an opportunity to make money and you have clients and there is a market, you will do a tool. So there is a real market because there is an industry of scam, and this industry needs tools, IT tools, to get more money, better performance, better return on investment. And those IT tools are here to perform the expected result. You will read on many sites about this industry about result in Russian. It's only about this. This is a total capitalistic thinking, okay, about marketing and so on. But you are the one who gives the best return on investment. You are the victims. You are the one who gives this money for bots who are sending you tons of message, reply, smiley, and so on, automated. That is what is the business about. So for me, the fact that those IT tools are present because it needs hundreds, thousands hours of development. Just show the dimension, the scale of what is going on, simply.